Thank you very much, Shane Beach, tonight's public address announcer here at Bartels Roy Gymnasium. John Arter and Tom Kendra here to call all the action here for you in the second game. Women losing by 9 in the first game, an upset by Jackson. But the men's team ready to go here to start the Western Conference campaign.
Well, hopefully the men learned something from that women's game. Jackson came in with just a 1-7 record and upset the Jayhawks. This Jackson team is 1-8, but hopefully Muskegon, the men, won't be looking past them either.
Tip is won by Jackson. Top of the key. Now a little drive, putting the ball up. It does not go there for Wallace. And Tobar with a rebound. Boatman leaves it there for Wahlberg. Wahlberg, three-point shot off the back of the iron. Rebound by Pelham.
Jayhawks enter this game with a 5-4 overall record. Again, just like the women, they haven't played a game since December 15th. So rust is a concern.
Definitely. On the near wing. Now top of the key. Shot does not go. Rebounded there by Josh Smith. Good job by the Jayhawks staying right down there in the backcourt. Three-point shot doesn't go. Freeman to Wallace. Osborne. Jayhawks open up man-to-man defense. 12 on the shot clock. Freeman, three-point shot is good.
Freeman breaks the ice with a nice three-pointer. Jayhawks cold shooting early going here.
Smith lays it up and in. Will it count?
Offensive foul.
Yes. Offensive foul. No basket.
We mentioned MCC 5-4 overall. They got hammered here their last game by Delta, ranked number 7 in the country, 93-59 on this court. But previous to that, they had won 3 in a row. So hopefully the Jayhawks can get back to their winning ways.
A whistle as Wallace takes the ball to the hole. Boltman called for the foul. His first, Jayhawks second. Wallace off the iron. He'll get a second shot. Wallace splits the pair. 4-0, Jackson. Boatman with a little bounce pass. Smith, little left-hander's good.
Josh Smith is the lone returning starter here for Coach Jimmy Booth. He lost 4 of the 5 starters, and Smith has been their leading scorer so far this year.
Smith with a nice rebound. Boatman. Wallace. Osborne in the corner. Driving and putting it up and in is Pelham. Double team on Scott. He puts it in off the glass.
Jacarius Scott, he's a 6'1" sophomore from Muskegon High School. For the Jayhawk women, they have 5 local starters. For the men's team, Jacarius Scott is the lone area starter out of the starting 5.
Pelham lays it in. A nice three-point shot. Carrie Scott from the Keith Guy team over there at Muskegon High School. Played plenty of good competition in the high school ranks, and it's a step up here in community college, but you're well prepared if you play for Keith Guy at Muskegon High School.
Oh, no question about that. And Ja'Carius Scott has shown that he can light it up here at the college level. Earlier this year on December 1st, he had 36 points in a victory over Oakland. So
that's fantastic.
Ja'Carius Scott, outstanding player. And he wears number 0.
Three-point shot, rebounded by Pelham and stolen away. Laying it up and in is Jalen Nix.
Nice take to the basket. I like that, John. Sometimes guys are looking to pass right away. Jalen Nix that time said, hey, if nobody's going to stop me, I'm just going to take it all the way myself. And he did just that, laid it in.
Wallace. Long three-point shot. Does not go for Pierce. Nice move, but cannot finish by Scott. And we have a whistle in the backcourt. Technical foul on Scott. Connor Pelham will shoot the technical.
Pretty quick technical foul call there on Ja'Carius Scott.
Yes.
Coach Jimmy Booth looking for an explanation on the quick trigger.
Martin, left-hander, doesn't go. Put back by Pelham.
Pelham off to a great start, the 6'4" sophomore out of Michigan Center High School near Jackson.
He has 8 points just 5 minutes into the game. Foul on Seitzema. First foul on Jackson. Jalen Nix, top of the key. Little bounce pass into Tobar. Tobar keeps the ball, trying to get it out to Scott, and it's knocked out of bounds by Jackson. Scott trying to tip the ball out to Wahlberg, and it goes out of bounds. Jayhawk turnover.
So far this year, the top scorers for the Jayhawks have been Ja'Carius Scott and also Josh Smith. We mentioned him, the lone returning starter, sophomore, 6'6" sophomore at Lansing Waverly. Those two have been the leaders so far for the Jayhawks.
Seitzema pulls the trigger on a long three, and it's good. Now coming back the other way, Ja'Carius Scott says, I know how to shoot those threes. He has 8 points for the game.
A couple of nice looking three-pointers there by Ja'Carius Scott so far.
Pelham drives and lays it in. Scott, nice little dish off. Unable to finish down low. There's Obai. Whistle in the post. Pelham called for the foul. His first, team second. Scott to inbound. Oh, a nice look. There's Smith all alone, lays it in. Martin. Lead on the shot clock. 3-point shot does not go for Seitzema. Quick outlet pass. Wahlberg. Back over to Nix. Outside shot. Rebounded by Jackson. And Freeman with a 3-point bucket.
Wow, John, the Jets are shooting great from behind the arc so far in this game.
Nix with a bucket, coming back. 3-point shot is good by Osborne.
And the red-hot shooting continues for the visitors here. MCC is going to have to get out on those shooters because they are lighting it up right now.
Obi.
Obi, the pride of Romulus High School, 6'6". That's going to be a key for this Jayhawks team. They need someone to develop inside, be a consistent inside presence, and that he might be the guy.
Pelham's shot is rebounded by Freeman. Back to Osborne. Jackson resets. Osborne, 3.
Jeez, how many threes is that, John Arter, for this Jackson team? They are shooting the lights out here at Bartels Road.
5 of them.
Five threes.
Freeman commits the foul.
I think it's better to go up by threes than go up by twos, right?
Yes. The math is in your favor. Jayhawks to inbound the ball. Kylan Ship. Ship. Jacarius got a long 3-point shot. In and out. There's an offensive board, and putback is good by Obi.
Wow, nice athletic putback by Obi, but too easy on the other end for Jackson.
Pelham lays it in. Now Wahlberg. Ship. Little left-hander's good. Freeman, his lane is closed off. Ball is stolen away. Scott, little bounce past the Ship. Looking right ahead, laying it up and in is good. Williams.
Nice finish there, up and under by Dominic Williams. 6'3" freshman from Flint Beecher. John, we got players from all over the state here on this Jayhawk roster. Jimmy Booth's been doing his recruiting homework, that's for sure.
He puts on some miles when he recruits. Ship. Ball is stolen. Osborne flips it up, uses the glass, a little underhand is good.
This Jayhawks team, it was just 2 years ago 2017, the MCC won the Western Conference title. Last year, the women won the Western Conference title. So, we've had some pretty good success here for the Jayhawks in recent years. Of course, you always want more.
You always have to raise that bar every year. Seitzema. Back over to Martin. Martin, left-hand shot, in and out. Scott with a rebound. Jimmy Booth wants him to slow it down a little bit, work for a good shot. Jayhawk turnover.
Jayhawks have to take better care of the basketball, John. They're not good enough to have careless turnovers like that, no matter who you're playing.
Alley-oop does not work. They had it set up.
But they had it set up beautifully, John.
Osborne could not finish. Now the Jayhawks with the ball. There's Ship. Little drive, left-hand layup, doesn't go. Rebound by Pierce. Pierce. There's Wallace down low. Little bounce pass over to Pierce, moving it around the horn. Off the iron. Smith with the rebound. Second foul on Freeman of Jackson. Team's fourth. Ship to inbound. Kicks it out to Boltman. Ship. In and out. Wallace. Osborne. Pierce, three-point shot is good.
Boys, they just can't miss. Sometimes basketball, you can do all the right things, but if a team is shooting the lights out, it's just hard to stop them.
Smith. And a foul will be called on Smith. Evidently, he put his foot up as a kick and got called for the foul.
Huh. That's a call you don't see made very often.
And the official calls a technical on Jimmy Booth.
It's a technical foul.
Same official that called a foot on the shot called a technical on Jimmy Booth.
Jimmy Booth not too happy with the officiating and also his team's play. Down 9 points early on against Jackson. Again, a team coming in with just one win. Little frustration there.
Pelham makes one of two.
Again, Jimmy Booth in his second year here at MCC. He was a standout player at Cedar Springs who went on to play at Grace Bible College in Grand Rapids where they won a national championship. He was when he graduated, he was the all-time leading rebounder at Grace Bible College. Now serves as assistant AD and head coach here at MCC.
Pelham with a bucket. Lead is up to 12. Now Ship. Ball is stolen away. Osborne. between two Jayhawks, lays it up and in. And we have a timeout, 6:37 left to go first half. A 14-point lead for Jackson, 38-24. We'll be right back. A 14-point lead for the visiting Jackson Jets. 6:37 left to go in the half.
MCC definitely showing some rust for that almost 3-week layoff. They better shake it off in a hurry.
Pass down low. Now Ship. Cross-court pass in the corner. Three-point shot is good by Williams.
Great job by Ship locating Williams in that far corner. I didn't know who he was throwing it to, but it set up a nice open three-point shot.
Pierce on the near wing to Osborne. Out to Martin. Now the splits done by Pelham. As he went down on the floor, he called timeout. He was in no position to pass the ball. So Jackson calls a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game is being brought to you by MCC TV. Out to your local homes in both the Charter and Xfinity. And our MCC TV crew, Eric Taylor and Rod Van Nortwick. Jackson maintains control of the ball. Wallace. Osborne drives baseline for the slam.
Nice aggressive take by Osborne there.
Scott. Wahlberg, 7 on the shot clock. There's Ship. 2. And a shot clock violation. We'll give it to Jackson.
A great defensive series there, John, by Jackson. We saw in the women's game, MCC got off to a good start, then kind of coasted, and Jackson coasted right by them. In this game, Jackson has been in charge pretty much since the beginning.
Yes.
Let's see if the Jayhawks can flip it on them. A legal screen of some sort, looks like.
Osborne, yes, he's called for the foul on that screen, illegal screen. His first foul. Team's 5th.
Critical final 5 minutes here, John, of the first half. Jayhawks hoping to get this lead at least down into single digits.
Scott off the back of the iron. There's an offensive board there by Wahlberg and a steal by Pelham. Wallace with a drive, kicks it back out. In the corner, Freeman in and out. There's an offensive board by Wallace. Wallace leans in and draws the foul. Nix called for the foul.
Much like the women's game, John, Jackson, the more aggressive team, and they're getting rewarded for it by trips to the free throw line.
Wallace good on the first free throw. Second shot is also good. Yes, you brought up a very good point earlier as far as the time off for the Jayhawks. It's from the 15th to the 3rd of January, and there's nothing like playing in game competition.
No.
Keep your edge sharp.
Yeah, and that's and you can try to simulate it in practice and scrimmage, but until you get back out in the game, it's a whole different thing. And right now, the Jayhawks aren't handling it very well.
17-point lead. Foul on Wallace.
You know, I look out there, John, and Jimmy Booth has played just about every one of his players. He's trying to find the right combinations.
Yes. You're exactly right. And the officials telling them to take a timeout. There's too much chatter going on out there on the court, and they got to settle both teams down. Well, the officials are ready to get them to get going again and get things started. After that timeout, Jayhawks will inbound the ball under their own basket. Ja'Carrius Scott to inbound for the Jayhawks. Pass into Wahlberg. Scott. Nix. Pass is stolen away by Wallace. Wallace with a little bounce pass. Laying it up and in is Pelham. And a Muskegon foul on Tobar.
Telling you, John, I don't know who these Jackson Jets have played all year, but both the women and the men look a lot better than their 1-7, 1-8 records.
Yes, I agree with you totally. I don't know who they played or whether they're just coming on strong here, start the second half, and sometimes some people come on to the roster from academics when January comes around.
Yep, and maybe that's it as well, but these are much better teams than their records indicate.
You're exactly right. Three-point shot is good by Martin.
And right now the Jayhawks are in danger of getting blown right out of their home gym here.
They're down by 22. Boatman, top of the key. Scott, baseline shot. Saitzema with a rebound. Little hook pass up to Osborne. Offensive board by Martin.
No one there, no one on the boards.
This time, Williams is there for the Jayhawks for the board. Fouls on Saitzema, his second.
Nice strong take to the basket there by Cameron Boatman, the sophomore from Hazel Park. The only way the Jayhawks are going to get back in this is by being aggressive like he was there. You're not going to do it by shooting a lot of three-pointers. Jayhawks have to force the tempo and be aggressive and make their free throws.
Boatman misses on the first. Second missed on both. Pass ahead is tipped out of bounds by Scott. It'll still be Jets ball. Ball's nearly stolen away. Now outside shot doesn't go. Wahlberg with a rebound for the Jayhawks. Boatman. Wahlberg. Martin with a rebound for the Jets. Minute 28 left to go, first half. The lead in by Pelham.
Too much settling for jump shots for the Jayhawks. Meanwhile, Jackson being aggressive, taking it strong to the hoop. Pelham has been a force all game.
Ball is stolen away. Seitzema, offensive board to pick back, doesn't go. Another offensive board, puts it up, no. Another offensive board. My goodness, 5 shots there by Jackson.
You just cannot let a team keep getting their own rebound over and over again.
At the line, Pelham.
Pelham makes good on the first. Pelham misses the second. There's an offensive board. Osborne, pass goes out of bounds.
You know, at the 5-minute mark, John, the Jayhawks were down by 15 points, and I said they got to get it down under 10. It's gone in the opposite direction. Now, instead of a 15-point lead, it's a 25-point lead.
Wahlberg drives baseline. Reverse layup is good.
Finally breaks the drought there with a nice reverse layup.
And the foul is on.
Foul on Osborne.
He's our one out-of-the-state player, John. Cade Wahlberg, a freshman from South Bend, Washington High School in Indiana.
Misses the free throw. 35 seconds left. Jackson brings the ball down court. Taking their time, bleed a little bit of seconds off the clock here. They like this 23-point lead. Martin, he hits a three. Scott, 3 seconds left. Long three-point shot. Does not go. And we're at halftime here at Bartell's Rotary Gymnasium. Our score is Jackson 55, Muskegon 29. You're watching Jayhawk basketball here on MCC TV. We'll be back. 55-29. The Jayhawks find themselves on the wrong end of a big scoring game. Jackson has come out strong here in the first half, playing with a lot of energy. We have our halftime guest here. It's Matt Parrish, the assistant coach of the Jayhawk men's basketball team. Matt, welcome. The Jayhawks came out here ready to start the Western Conference, and my goodness, they ran into a buzzsaw with Jackson.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough right now, but trying to get back into it in the second half.
In the second half, instead of trying to get all those points back, 26 points you're down by, trying to break it into segments, saying let's get 7 or 8 first 5 minutes, let's gain another 7 or 8 the second, or what types of things are the plan for here in the second half?
In the second half, we plan on putting on some pressure, trying to get some quick buckets, some transition opportunities.
What types of things did you see Jackson having success in that first half? What were the areas that you want to limit and try to reduce?
Second chance opportunity. We gave way too many offensive rebounds for them. Along with transition defense, they got back out and pushed the pace on us. So we're trying to limit that in the second half.
And in the second half, boy, that the offensive end, that hoop can't have a lid on it like it did in that first half. It just seemed like things weren't dropping. Some of the guys weren't making some of their normal shots. It just seemed to be a little cold shooting.
Yeah, we just we froze up. I don't know. Scored like 5 points in the last 10 minutes, so we can't do that in the second half.
Right. You have a guy like Jacarius Scott. He had 36 points in a game not too long ago, and he was held to 8. That's not a normal game for him. And some of the other guys. It just has to have a turnaround because you've got a good, strong team, and you're 5-4. You've had a good non-conference schedule. Tell us about some of those games who you were playing and some of the games that went well for the Jayhawks in December.
I wasn't here a lot of the games for those.
Oh, okay.
So I apologize, but we played 2 ranked teams in the nation, St. Clair, I believe, and Delta. We had a real good game against St. Clair where we lost only by 3 points in a game that we should have won. But you know, sometimes how the ball falls for us. But we're trying to have a better second half of the season and get back on the winning track.
Certainly. And Jimmy Booth brought you in here. You have a relationship with Jimmy before this season as far as bringing you in here to help him out on this Jayhawk basketball team.
Actually, I know him from the Schlump, Coach Schlump.
Sure.
So I played for him, and then Schlump put a word in for me, and that's how it kind of.
There you go.
Together, yeah,
so you're fully aware of Jayhawk basketball
and
knows what it's like, and playing a gym like this. Have you been over to that new facility over there?
I haven't.
Okay, Jimmy Booth has it. It's something that was just in the makings over the last couple years. It's a wonderful facility. In fact, it's got a basketball court over there. Kind of reminds me of the Grand Rapids Fieldhouse. Over there where they have that underneath that one backboard, there's a lot of depth, and there's some windows over there, so maybe the Jayhawks could take advantage of that before you travel to Grand Rapids and make it feel like a field house over there.
Yeah. We was actually supposed to practice yesterday in there, but we just didn't get the opportunity, so I haven't been over there yet, but
sure,
can't wait.
It's a wonderful facility. What other type of things that you talked about down there? I know you talked about a quick few things. What could possibly make the Jayhawks more successful here in the second half?
We got to hit shots.
Right.
Got to hit the easy ones. We're getting penetration, but we're passing out shots, easy shots that we should be taking.
Okay, well, we wish you all the best, and thanks for joining us, and we wish you the best here in the second half.
All right, appreciate it.
That's Matt Parrish, the assistant coach of the Jayhawk men's basketball team. Second half is on tap here, and Tom Kendra will be joining me shortly. Once again, we thank Matt Parrish for joining us for Jayhawk basketball. All set to go here in the second half. Jayhawks the inbound on the near side. Ja'Carrius Scott. Boltman. Smith, top of the key. Ball goes out of bounds. Jackson ball.
How was your interview there, John, with the assistant coach?
Yes, it's nice to talk to Matt. He seems like he has a lot of energy, a lot of good things. He played for the Jayhawks. He played for Dave Schlump and knew Jimmy Booth during that time. And he just said, hey, we just got to, oh, a nice flush there by Smith. They just got to make some of these easier shots that just haven't been dropping there in the first half and limit them, kind of cut them down, a little more stronger defense and break it up into segments and try to cut into that 26-point lead, and 20 minutes is a long time.
Yes, it is, and we're off to a good start with a nice dunk there by Josh Smith.
Now Smith with a drive, reverse layup is good.
Jayhawks coming out with a little bit of pressure here.
Osborne.
They didn't do real well in the first half in a half-court type game, so the Jayhawks are thinking, let's try to turn this into a full-court game and see if we fare better.
Yes. Long shot by Wallace. Doesn't go. Ball is tipped out and saved by Jackson. No, it is not saved. They called it out of bounds. Jayhawk ball on the near side.
All right, Jayhawks have scored the first 4 points here of the second half. Both buckets by Josh Smith, the 6'6" sophomore from Lansing Waverly. He's got a dunk and a layup.
Boatman is being checked closely there by Wallace, and Wallace is called for the foul. His second.
John, these referees look like they had a pregame workout at the new Health and Wellness Center here at an MCC. They're ripped and ready to go.
There you go.
And you said you had a chance to check that out?
Official saw wasn't the midcourt line, thought it was over and back, and so they'll restart here on the far side.
In his defense, those lines always confuse me as well.
Sure. They sure do. Lean in by Boatman. Ball's tipped around. Osborne is fouled. Scott called for the foul. His second.
Jacarius Scott was a standout basketball player and football player at Muskegon High. I remember a great story was written on him. He was a childhood cancer survivor. Shane Fairfield made a special presentation to him after a game. He had a Hodgkin's lymphoma.
My goodness.
A great story.
Osborne misses both. Jayhawks with the ball. Ship. Cross-court pass. There's Scott. Drives in the lane. Throws it up and in. They count it. And the foul's on Wallace. Number 3 on Wallace.
Wow, what a nifty shot there by Scott. He was fouled while he was in the air, and then he just had to sort of heave it from his hip.
He did.
And off the glass and in.
Scott completes the three-point play.
And so far, it's a 7-0 run to open the second half for the Jayhawks.
The lead has been cut under 20 now. It's 19. Osborne, a little bounce pass. Nice block from behind by Scott. Here come the Jayhawks. Wahlberg. Smith. Three-point shot is good. Jackson coach has quite a big lead, but he's not going to let this evaporate too quickly. He's going to think about maybe a timeout if it continues to go this direction. And we said, let him play, let him play. Ball's knocked around. Jackson comes up with it. It's Wallace, leans in, and draws the foul.
Yeah, the shots that were falling for Jackson not falling so far in the second half. Meanwhile, MCC shooting well from the field, and just like that, inching back into this game.
16-point lead now for Jackson. Wallace makes good on the first. Wallace makes them both. Smith, another long three-point shot, doesn't go. Ball goes out of bounds. Jackson ball.
Josh Smith went to the well once too often there. And,
pressure in the backcourt. Seitzema, back to Martin. Seitzema, three-point shot is good. There's a dagger.
Wow, Seitzema has a great shot. He's a 6'4" sophomore out of Grand Rapids Union, so I'm sure the Big Reds and the Mona Shores and the Reese Puffer Rockets remember him as a high school player.
Pelham back to Seitzema. Jackson slows it down. On the shot clock. Freeman. Ship with the rebound for the Jayhawks. Scott dishes back. Tobar, shot parks the back. Scott, look at that shot. Tobar missed, and there was Scott underneath. In the air, just flipped it up and in.
Oh, and there's Scott with a steal.
Leans forward, doesn't go. Loose ball, picked up by Freeman.
That's a Jets turnover.
Turnover, Jackson.
Sayobi checks in for the Hawks.
Now Jackson, they extend their defense. Smith. Leans in, no whistle. Still Jayhawk ball. Coach Jimmy Booth said, my goodness, there should have been something there.
That's the third technical foul against the Jayhawks in this game.
Josh Smith called for the technical foul. I mean, he was bounced and manhandled on the way to the bucket, and no whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame him for a little outrage after
Right.
that one.
Right. Pelham, good on the first free throw. He makes them both.
Jalen Nix checks in for the Jayhawks.
Jayhawk ball, down by 21. Scott. Pass is tipped away by Pelham and stolen. Sights him a three-point shot off the iron. Rebounded by Nix. Ship is fouled.
Jets foul on Sietzma.
Sietzma commits his third foul.
At the line, Kylan Ship to shoot.
Ship will be shooting two.
Ship, the point guard for the Jayhawks, 5'11" freshman out of Detroit Northwestern. He's been out with a foot injury, just coming back.
Kylan makes good on the first free throw. He makes them both. Cross court pass. Seitzema in the corner. Pelham. Jackson may be trying to bleed seconds off the clock, but that can backfire if you lose your momentum.
Yep, it sure can.
Bounce pass. And there's a steal by Nix. Quickly ahead. There's Ship. Ship with a drive. Lays it up and in. It's now 17.
Nice take there by Ship. Jimmy Booth is trying to figure out who his scorers are going to be this year. I mean, Jacarius Scott and Josh Smith are two of them, but he's going to take more than that. Maybe Kylan Ship, as he gets healthy, could step up and fill that role.
Seitzema with a drive, puts a shot up, doesn't go. Scott comes away with a rebound. Quickly ahead to Ship. There's Ship on the drive, puts it up, doesn't go. He's fouled. Coach Jimmy Booth likes the energy of the Jayhawks here in the second half.
Yeah, nice aggressive play there by Scott, pushing it up the court and finding Ship, who got the ball and took it aggressively to the hoop. Almost made the bucket for a chance at a three-point play. Instead, he'll have two free throws.
Ship makes the first.
In for the Jets, number 30, Christopher Wallace.
Second shot is good. $15-point lead now by Jackson. 11 points been taken off that halftime lead.
Yes, it has, and 15 points is this is doable for sure.
There's a steal by the
Jayhawks don't have to be in too much of a hurry.
No. In the corner, Scott, 3-point shot off the iron. Wallace with a rebound. Drive by Wallace. A late call there. Ship called for the foul. Team's fourth.
Yep. Like he was bailed out there on the
yes, he was.
Kind of out of control on that drive. The Jayhawks' frustration with the officials is mounting.
Wallace at the line. Makes the first. Wallace makes them both. Ship goes to the ball so it doesn't get stolen. Gets it across the timeline. In the corner, 3-point shot is good. Nix for 3.
Friendly little bounce there for Nix out of Detroit East English. Again, many of these Jayhawks from the east side of the state.
Ball nearly stolen. It is stolen. There's Nix. Nix is fouled from behind. Wallace commits foul number 4. Not quite a breakaway foul, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Nice little stretch here for the Jayhawks. We mentioned down 26 at halftime. 2 free throws here. It's down to 12.
Nix makes good on the first free throw. He makes them both. Completely different Jayhawk team here in the second half. Ball is stolen away. Nix lays it up and in.
Jayhawks pressure is really, really having an effect on Jackson. Great steal and bucket there.
The lead is down to 10. Approaching the 12-minute mark. And there's a miss there by Osborne. This pressure is really affecting Jackson. And a drive to the bucket and a foul.
A couple of these freshmen are leading this comeback, John Otter. Kylan Ship, a freshman from Detroit. Jalen Nix, also a freshman from Detroit. They got this seemingly insurmountable 26-point halftime lead. They've cut it right down to size.
Yes, they have.
And there's still almost 12 minutes left in this game.
Kylan Ship can bring it down to single digits. And he does with a good first free throw. Jackson's lead is now cut to 9. Kylan Ship makes them both. Pass ahead, it's stolen. Good anticipation by Scott. In the corner, Ship has his shot blocked and out of bounds. Ja'Karius Scott was right there. Good anticipation and led to the steal.
But wow, how effective has this pressure been, John? The Jayhawks have really turned this game around with that full court pressure defense.
Yep, very effective. Ship, a long three-point shot off the iron. There's an offensive board. Scott, he hits a three. Check that. That's not Scott. That's Wahlberg. Jackson's lead is 5. Seitzema. His shot is off. Oh, no Jayhawk was there. The drive. Shot doesn't go. Osborne gets the bucket. Obi gets called for the foul. Osborne. Just like his shot, it bounced around on the rim and falls through. Timeout on the floor. 11:04 left to go here in the game. And less than 9 minutes into it, the Jayhawks have shrunk a Jackson lead from 26 down to 8 points.
Yes, and we got ourselves a ball game all of a sudden, John Arter.
Yes, we do. You're watching Jayhawk basketball on MCC TV. Exciting second half comeback by the Jayhawks, and you've been able to catch it right here on MCC TV and our TV crew, Eric Taylor and Rod Van Nortwick, helping bring in the action here on MCC TV. Thanks, guys. You do a great job bringing Jayhawk basketball to all the local sports fans.
You know, John, that might be the answer. We just aren't a half-court team. Maybe we're a full-court team.
In and out with a shot. Ball goes out of bounds. It comes out, and there's the Jayhawks right there. And a heads-up play by Nix, throwing the ball off the defender. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Jayhawk ball.
Yeah, we just look like a whole different team once we're allowed to play the full court, pressure up and down the court, not have to set up in a half-court offense. That's where we struggle.
Ship. These are for Nix. Nix a long three off the iron. Offensive board there by Wahlberg. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Battle for the ball. Seitzema gets it for Jackson. 3 or 4 good looks there by the Jayhawks. Just couldn't come up with points that trip down. Now more pressure. More defensive pressure. Freeman. Pelham is fouled. Fouls on Wahlberg.
Certainly a great first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yes.
For the Jayhawks, 26-point lead down to 8. But sometimes when you make that kind of run at a team, that takes a lot out of you. Let's see if the Jayhawks can maintain.
You expend a lot of energy doing that. Just take a breath and then make your second big run.
That's right.
Pelham makes the second. Now Jackson extends their defense. Osborne comes away with a rebound, as Nix was unable to finish. And it's called quickly there. Fouls on Obi. And that's the 7th team foul on Muskegon. So Pelham will go to the line shooting a 1-and-1. Pelham, ball bounces around the rim and drops through. He'll get the second. Pelham makes them both.
Jayhawks had it down to a 5-point lead. Now a quick 6-0 run for Jackson leads back up to 11.
Scott lays it up and in. What quick hands Jacarius Scott has. Right in midair, he took the pass and just flipped it up onto the backboard and into the hoop. Nothing but pure talent. Long shot there by Freeman. He hits a tray.
Big shot there. Jackson needed that.
Now Ship on the far wing. Nix leaves it for Scott. 7 on the shot clock. Scott from the free throw line. Too hard, rebounded by Martin. Ball nearly stolen by Ship, but Jackson maintains control and slows it down.
Get over it, it's all right.
Martin. Pass down low. Pelham. Oh my goodness, they're going to call a block foul. Blocking foul on Nix. Oh no, they are going to call the right call. That was an offensive foul.
That's what I was going to say. I was about to say the Jayhawks haven't gotten a call all night long, and that one seemed pretty obvious.
Yes, and it looked like they were going to call a block, and he kind of hit his hips. I'm going, my goodness.
And now Jackson coach Marshawn Norris is asking for an explanation because initially that's the signal for a block.
Right.
But
so the Jayhawks have the ball. Facing that full court pressure. There's Nix, and Nix is fouled along the far side. Foul will be on Osborne, his third. That's the 8th team foul. Nix goes to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Yeah, the two shortest guys on the court, Jalen Nix and Kylan Ship. Those two guys have been the ones who sparked the Jayhawks comeback here in the second half.
Nix misses the front end. Pelham. Seitzema in the far corner. Bounce pass is stolen away. Wahlberg. Heads up court. There's Nix. Spots up for Trey. In and out. Oh, a nice offensive board by Scott.
He got hit in the mouth. No call.
Seitzema for 3. And they're going to go check on Scott. Officials timeout. 76-61. Jackson has regained their composure as their 26-point lead went down to 5. They were able to move it up to 15. It's Jayhawk ball. Plenty of time. 7:22 left to go in this contest.
It's like we talked about earlier, John. How many times have you seen that when a team falls behind, claws all the way back, and then just can't get over the hump? Like you said, they use up so much energy to get there. Let's see if the Jayhawks have another run in them.
Wahlberg. Ship. Drives the lane. Passes it off. There's the foul. Unable to convert is Obi, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul's on Freeman. That's his third.
These Jayhawks are not a real tall team. Simon Obi is the tallest, 6'6", freshman from Romulus. Josh Smith is also 6'6", but he's a very skinny 6'6". Simon Obi is a big guy.
That he is.
But not a real tall team. We really don't have a strong post presence.
Obi makes 1 of 2. Jayhawks continue to put full court pressure. This time Jackson has no problem defeating that. Offensive board there by Pelham. Freeman. And they're going to call offensive goaltend.
Yeah, one of the Jayhawks grabbed the rim as the ball was in the air. I think that's going to, by rule, I think that's a bucket for Jackson.
Yes. Oh, they're saying no shot. No shot, foul on Obi. So the foul happened before the shot. One and one. He makes the first. And makes them both.
Go! Where's the middle fire?
Wahlberg. Ship. Drives the lane, puts the shot up, doesn't go. We have a foul. Osborne called for his fourth foul. In and out.
The Jayhawk women have one of the top post players in the state in Delaney Bowles. That's a missing piece of this MCC men's team.
Yes.
We'll see if they can develop some kind of post presence.
Ski wants a 30-second timeout. 6:33 left. 78-63. Jackson to inbound the ball. Full court pressure. Pass into Freeman. And a miss there. Good hustle. Jayhawks come up with the ball. Good hustle there by Nix. Ship, little bounce pass. Wahlberg passes up the tray. Now he shoots it. In and out. Obi called for the foul. That's number 4 on Simon.
Cade Wahlberg had a nice look, open look there. Just
That he did.
can't get those key buckets to fall tonight.
Hey, 1-on-1, box out. 1-on-1, box out. Who's got shooter?
Pelham makes good on the first free throw. Misses on the second. Ship. Before the shot, he was fouled. Foul on Freeman, number 4 on Freeman.
Shooting a lot of free throws right now, John Arter.
You need to make them with the clock stop. Ship gets that friendly bounce. Falls through the cylinder. He makes them both.
Ship has really played great here in the second half.
Yes, he has. Jackson trying to move the ball around and drain some of that time off that clock. Oh, a nice block from behind by Scott. Jayhawks come away with it. Oh, the pass back just out of control right to a Jackson player. Now, Jackson taking time off that clock. 10 on the shot clock. Long shot, does not go for Martin. And over the back foul on Jackson. That will be on Freeman, number 5 on Freeman. He'll finish with 11 points.
You know, it's not panic time here, John Arter, for the
No.
Jayhawks. I mean, there's still more than 5 minutes to play. If Obi's able to knock down these free throws, it's a 12-point game. That's more than doable.
How about that for a friendly bounce? Straight up and down through the cylinder.
Hey, maybe that's the lucky break we needed.
There you go. And he makes the second.
All right, here we go.
Ball is out to Wallace. Wallace ahead to Osborne. Osborne lays it up and in. Little 5-on-4. Top of the key. Nix in and out. Nix called for the foul.
Jackson foul on Jalen Martin.
Are they calling it on Jalen Martin or are they calling it on Nix?
I believe they're calling it on Jalen Martin.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
I saw Jayhawk go down to the floor, but I thought there was another contact, and I thought he said white 5. But we'll take that.
We sure will.
Chase Pierce checks in for Jackson.
Chance again to bring it down to 12. 5:01 left. Obi, now he's clicking. Never a doubt on that one. Makes the first. Makes them both.
Wow, nice free throw shooting by Mr. Obi. The big fella, 4 in a row.
Pierce, double team at midcourt. Bounce pass. Reverse layup doesn't go. Ball's tipped around. Jayhawks come away with it. Here comes Scott. Leaves it over there to Ship. Ship trying to drive. He's closed off. Now Ship drives again, puts it up, and is fouled. Just draw those fouls.
Jets foul on
Martin,
Jalen Martin.
his third.
Ship goes back to the charity.
Ship a little out of control on that drive, but that's what happens when you're aggressive, John. You take it to the basket, you get rewarded like a trip to the free throw line.
Ship is good on the first free throw. He makes them both. And timeout. Jayhawks, 4:36 left. A 10-point lead for Jackson, 81-71. John Arter and Tom Kendra back here at Bartell's Roy Gymnasium. Tom, the full court pressure has really paid dividends for the Jayhawks here in the second half.
Yeah, some of these players like Kylan Ship and Jalen Nix, they love that full court game.
Fouls on Ship in the backcourt.
And I wouldn't be surprised going forward this season if Coach Jimmy Booth doesn't play a lot more full court pressure, because it really seems to have ignited the team, at least tonight.
Yes.
We just struggle with the half court offense. Again, without having that big post presence, we struggle in the half court game.
Wallace makes them both. Ship on the near wing. Pass into Obi. Obi puts a shot up, doesn't go. And Martin comes away with it for the Jets.
Yeah, too bad there. Obi with a nice move, nice jump hook there, just rolled off the rim.
Nice
Great.
steal there by Ship. Ship whistle. And the foul is on Osborne. And that's number 5 on Osborne. He'll finish with 17 points.
You know, John, no matter what the outcome of this game is, I think the Jayhawks have to be pleased with the effort in the second half. And
Yes.
I think we found our backcourt trio. Kylan Ship has been outstanding in the second half, along with Jacarius Scott from Muskegon and
Yes.
Jalen Nix.
All 3.
Those 3 have been outstanding. Now if we can find the right mix up front, we'll be a much better team.
Ship makes good on the first free throw. Makes them both. Wallace.
Trap!
Pierce.
Hey, foul! Foul 4! Foul 4!
Wallace. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh, they're giving it to Jackson. It almost looked like he tossed it out of bounds.
They sure did. There wasn't a Jayhawk player who touched that.
Well, they got a gift on that one.
At this point in the game, that's a huge call.
Foul's on Pierce. That's his first.
Well, that's over with. So we ain't gonna talk about that no more. Don't make it just you talk. You talked enough.
Scott's first free throw, in and out. Scott makes the second free throw.
Still time here, John Arter.
Hey, foul 4!
Wallace with the ball. .12 on the shot clock. Scott with the rebound for the Jayhawks. Quickly down court. Nix, 3-point shot. Doesn't go. Martin with a rebound. Pierce puts it in.
Hey, time out!
And Muskegon calls a timeout with 2:51 left. Jackson 87, Muskegon 74. Jayhawk ball, 2:51 left. Jackson lead is 13.
Ah, dang it!
Nix, pass over to Ship. Wahlberg. There's a drive by Scott, lays it up and in.
Scott has been outstanding.
And a foul in the backcourt. Ship called for the foul.
Now we got to hope that Jackson misses some of its free throws.
Jalen Martin steps up. In and out.
There we go. There's one.
The Kendra Hex. Got to get one more. sinks the second. Ship on the far side, 3-point shot. Off. Now Nix in by the paint. Soft touch, doesn't go. Rebound by Pelham. Outlet to Wallace.
Dominic Williams with the foul.
Williams called for the foul.
Wallace to the line.
Wallace has been making plenty of free throws. He's at the line to shoot 2. The Kendra Hex.
The Kendra Hex continues. Oh, yeah.
Can even do it twice in a row. Now Wallace. Makes the second.
He breaks it.
Pass ahead to Obi. Obi gets control, leans forward, shot doesn't go. Jackson with the rebound. Pelham. Now Scott goes out and fouls the man that Coach Booth wants fouled, is Seitzema. For some reason, Seitzema has been hitting him from behind the arc, but what will he do from the free throw line? That's why. Misses on the first. He misses them both. Scott puts it up and in.
Quick bucket there and a quick timeout.
1:29 left. 89-78. Minute 29 left. Jackson ball. In the backcourt. Now number 4 has it, and he's going to get fouled pretty quick after his performance last time, 0 for 2. Coach Booth kind of likes getting that guy to the charity stripe, and wasn't even close the last 2 times.
No, yeah, hopefully we'll have a similar result here and we'll get the ball right back. It's kind of funny because Seitzema's a heck of a shooter from the outside.
Yes, he is.
Not so
From
much
behind
from
the
the
arc.
free throw line.
Yep. Coach Booth knew something.
Mm-hmm.
He was hollering foul number 4 for quite a while. And he makes the 4th one out of 4. One out of 4. Ship with the drive. Jackson basketball with 1:13 left. Oh, tipped out of bounds. Jayhawk ball. Should be Jayhawk ball. It is. There's Ship with the drive, leans in, no. Rebounded by Martin.
Jayhawks might be running out of steam a little bit here, John. They expended a lot of energy coming
Yes,
back,
they
and it's a
did.
lot of these same guys have been out on the court for pretty much the whole second half. Nix and Ship and Scott. Simon Obi inside.
Wallace makes the first. Wallace makes both. Ship. Outside shot does not go. for Williams. Nick's called for a foul in the backcourt.
It's worth noting, John, that the Jayhawks have made this comeback in the second half with their 2 starting inside players basically sitting on the bench the entire second half. Josh Smith and Sheldon Tobar.
Right.
Simon Obi has played pretty good inside. Dominique Williams has played a little inside. If they can find those inside players to complement the backcourt guys, I think we'll be all right.
Knicks. Wallace with a rebound. Pullman is followed by Scott. Number 4 on Jacarius.
Now the Jayhawks are going to run out of time tonight here,
Yes.
John. It's going to be a disappointing night, to say the least.
Yes, it looked like a lot of promise when you looked at the standings, both the men's and the women's. But both teams from Jackson came up ready to play.
Yeah, coming into the night looking for 2 wins, heading home with 2 losses.
Ball is stolen away in the backcourt. Wallace. Coach is just telling them to bring the ball back out and let the time go off the clock. Oh, what was that, Mr. Wallace? You deserve to miss that slam. And there's the buzzer. Final score is Jackson 95, Muskegon 78. Jackson is 1-0 in conference play, while Muskegon starts out 0-1. They're going to separate the 2 teams after that very unclassy move by Mr. Wallace at the very end. But let's just talk briefly about the while they're separating them and sending them off to their locker rooms. Let's talk a little bit about the second half and what the positives Muskegon could take away from the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Trailing by 26 points at halftime. You know, I wasn't sure what was going to happen in the second half, but it definitely, Muskegon showed some character coming back, and definitely made this a ball game.
There you go. Well, the Jayhawks losing tonight, 95-78. Good, strong second half, and as you mentioned, seeing some of the different point guard play. The Jayhawks travel on the road to Ancilla this coming Saturday. They'll be playing down there in northern Indiana, and then they'll be back here next Wednesday night when the Grand Rapids Raiders come to town. Come on out and see the Jayhawks play. Women at 5:30, men approximately at 7:30. And if you cannot make it, catch Tom and I and the MCC crew here on MCC TV.
Hey, we'll be here every Wednesday night. Looking forward to it.
That we will. For our crew, Eric Taylor, Rod Van Norwick, thank you very much for the coverage and your professional job done. For my partner, Tom Kendra, this is John Arter saying so long, good night, and thanks for watching Jayhawk basketball on MCC TV.